I guess evolutionists never study flight, or otherwise they would not come up with such foolishness as this. Listen, air, you can't, you know why they make, look at this fly swatter. Well, here, I got to take some of this stuff down. Wait just a minute. Help me here, Lindsay and Sadie. I'm going to get my children up here to help me clear the board. But I hope that you remember what the point is regarding sexual reproduction, that you have to have a mate for every single species, and evolution cannot explain one of them, much less millions of them. Now, look at this fly swatter. You notice something about that? It's got holes in it. Well, this one has a pattern on it, but the fly swatter has holes in it. Why? Find me that balloon, Sadie. Did you see the balloon over there somewhere? Here it is. Here, I want to show you something. This is easy. I mean, this is simple. Take a balloon. All right? What does that mean? Air has mass. It has volume. You see, I can hold it in there. Now, why can you not find a fly swatter that is solid? Because solid ones don't work. You can't swat a fly with a solid fly swatter because the air moves the fly. It's like if you ever drive into a snow, you know, you're driving down the road and there's a snow coming down and the snow goes over your windshield and across the back of your car. Why? Because air has volume, it has mass. All fly swatters have holes. Look, this, what happened to my book? There it is. Well, I lost my page here. I should have left it open. Yeah. Here, find that page for me again, Sadie. Anyway, they have holes. Air has mass. Now, let me illustrate something. Lizards, for example, lizards have no concept of flight. They know nothing about aerodynamics. They know nothing about the complexity of flight. They have, no concept of what's required to fly to begin with. All right, thank you. So, dinosaurs with wings, here you go. So here's the evolutionary sequence that's supposed to have occurred. This is the current thinking on bird flight. Now, let me talk about birds. Well, I got too much stuff on my tables over here. So find me that again, say thank you. In order for something to fly, birds, for example, let me just illustrate this. A wing on an airplane has a front edge that is curved like this and is flat, more or less flat on the bottom. That's the way airplane wings are curved. The air flowing in here has to go faster and farther over the top edge of the wing than it does under the bottom, because it can go straight under the bottom, but it has to go faster and farther over the top. Now that creates a higher pressure under the bottom than over the top. It also creates some turbulence in here. That's where you get the lift from. Now, do lizards know that? No. Lizards do not know anything about that. And neither do birds, really, and at least in their mind, it is instinctual. It was granted to them by instinct, by God, but there is no evolutionary sequence that can bring a lizard to a bird. Now, let me say one more thing. Where's that big feather there, Jamie? Do you have that big blue feather? Let me show that a minute. Every feather, I'm going to have to end on this today, but let me just talk about the feather for a minute. This is a parrot feather, beautiful feather. Every feather, not only is every wing, you got to, let me see. You got a wing here, let's say. You got your beautiful primary feathers go out here like this, and secondary feathers, and so on. These up here get thicker. Not only is the wing itself shaped in this airfoil design, like I've illustrated here, but also the feathers themselves are shaped in the same way. Each individual feather is also an airfoil. I'm not sure if you would be able to see that if I could hold it that direction, but the stem of the feather lies right in this area generally, depending on where it is, particularly the primary feathers, which are these right out here, are airfoiled just like the whole wing is. So here's something else. Now we're talking about, the reason I'm explaining this is because I want you to know that understand that there is no evolutionary sequence that can make the hard, rough scale of a lizard into a light, complex feather. Now, feathers, if we were to look at this under a microscope, let's say this is our microscopic view here, and we've got the stem running through here, and then other stems running off in this direction and this direction. Did you know that in between each one of these there is a little hook, kind of like an eyelet, and there's an eyelet, a hook and eyelet system that goes in between each one of these parts of the feather. That's why you can take a feather like this and you can gently pull it apart like that. And some birds, like ducks, can take theirs and they can put them back together, just like I did that one. See that? Watch this. See, you can take them apart. See that? And then you can sometimes, depending on if they go back together easily, this one does, you can put them back together. It's almost like a Velcro, not exactly, but there's a hook and eyelet system. Now, I want you to tell me how in the world a lizard scale becomes a complex light feather like this. It is not going to happen, and there is no evidence that it ever has. This is the kind of thing that you get when you eliminate the answer before you ask the question. I mean, this is an insult to my intelligence. You know, we know that there is no God is kind of the essence of this. So let's get our minds together and solve the problems of our own existence ourselves. That is like eliminating the number 4 and then asking the question, well, what does 2 plus 2 equal? Well, it must be 5, or maybe it's 3, but it can't be 4 because 4 doesn't exist. That's the level of intellect that the evolutionary theory is taking when you eliminate the answer before you ask the question. Well, we're out of time for today. We'll continue on this program. Be patient with me. We'll eventually get to the second point. We're still on number 1. Evolution is the biggest lie that has ever been swallowed by mankind. And we're coming closer to the close of this section. So be patient and be back with me on the next program. Thank you.